Welcome into Jags A.M. today. Kainani Stevens, Brian Sexton, John Oehser with you as we get ready for another divisional matchup with the Texans this week. But it was trade deadline day yesterday, so that's our first big thing for you. Big things brought to you by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, benefits for federal employees and retirees. So big thing number one is a deadline deal. We knew James Gladstone likes to be involved in these sorts of things, and he was calling around, but he got himself another wide receiver, Jakobi Meyers. Going to be joining this team, just played the team that he was on previously in the Raiders this week. Brian, what is this going to add to the wide receiver room?
Well, listen, I called a couple of guys that scout the league that I know through the years, and I got three things back on him. One is that he is a pro, right? He fits the DNA of what Tony Boselli, James Gladstone, and Liam Cohen are looking for. The guy is a pro. He's a top competitor. He wants to win. He enjoys the process of preparing to win. So again, fits all of that. And then, John, from a football perspective, he's a guy who runs precise routes and has dependable hands. That's always been the word on him. Last year, 87 catches, over 1,000 yards. He's a guy that should be where he's supposed to be and someone that the quarterback can depend on.
Yeah, when he gets the system, I think he'll have a chance to be the most reliable route runner that Trevor has. Remember how much he liked playing with Christian Kirk because Christian was always at precise places. Jakobi Meyers is very good at that. I think when they get Brenton Strange back, you'll have two guys who Trevor will know exactly where he is. Parker Washington's been doing a good job of that as well. So I definitely think that this adds that, and it's not necessarily at all, I don't think, a one-year rental, Ryan.
And by the way, those 1,000 yards and 87 catches, John Kai, last year and into this year, 5 different quarterbacks that he played with during his time in Las Vegas. So it goes to show his consistently. He does the little things well day in and day out, and that's a good reason to take a shot and send a 4th and a 6th round pick for him.
Absolutely needed this time, especially with what the wide receiver room is dealing with in terms of injuries, what the whole team is dealing with in team of injuries. That's our second big thing, which is next man up. This team is banged up right now. Hopefully after the bye week, you're hoping you can get a little bit healthy, but some more injuries happening in this game, most recently against the Raiders. We'll find out some more about that a little bit later on. But John, what are some timeline updates in terms of Brenton Strange and Devin Lloyd that we know so far?
Well, it's a laundry list. I mean, you've also got Jordan Lewis banged up, Brian Thomas Jr. banged up, Johnny Brown banged up. So, I mean, we can go through the list, find out more today. I expect, my gut is that Brenton Strange can come off IR. It's got nothing to do with my gut. But I think he will be able to play against the Chargers, which is next week. You hope, because you forget how important he is to this. Devin Lloyd, it sounded from listening to Liam on Monday like there was a chance that he could play this Sunday, but it also sounded like, Liam talked a lot about his calf and how that can be a very risky injury to bring him back too quick. So it sounds like they're going to be real careful with Devin. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how close he is, but they'll err on the side of caution with that one. And I don't know that it's guaranteed this week, but that's a guess.
It's worth noting, the trade deadline, football's a game of attrition. You lose guys, you have to draft well, you have to coach even better to have guys ready to play. And the draft deadline, pushing that back and making it more of a media event, well, the league is great at doing that, and it makes it seem like you can solve all of your problems by going and throwing some draft picks around. You can't do it. The Jaguars obviously couldn't add a corner or a safety yesterday. They couldn't find a tight end. It just wasn't possible. So you've got to rely now on some guys. You need Monteric Brown to play well. And of course, he had the interception last week. You need to figure out, can you get Quentin Morris on the field? Can you get more from the tight end position while you wait for Brenton Strange to be ready to play? And can you ask Ventrell Miller to play even more than he has at a higher level? This thing with these injured players, it's league-wide. It always is in November. Welcome to November in the NFL. Jaguars got to find a way to survive with some backup guys and coach their butts off to get them ready to play.
Our final big thing today going to be look ahead. You mentioned the injuries we're dealing with. The Texans also dealing with some injuries. C.J. Stroud in concussion protocol at this point, so we don't necessarily know if he'll be ready to go for game time. But this is a huge opportunity for them to try and sweep the Texans this week when they take them on for the first time in quite some time, Brian.
Yeah, they haven't swept the Texans since 2017, and that was, that was so long ago. The Jaguars played Dan Savage. He was their starting quarterback on opening day at NRG Stadium back in 2010, and that was a 10 sack day. It was an enormous day, 10-sack day. They get Davis Mills this week if C.J. Stroud can't go. And though Davis Mills has 5 victories, one of them is against the Jaguars back in 2021 when he was a rookie from Stanford here in Jacksonville. But he's 5-19-1. That would be a major break for a football team that is as banged up as this one is. Last week they moved the ball, John, but only came away with a couple of field goals, 5 field goals. So the Jaguars, if C.J. Stroud doesn't play, have an opportunity. It just sometimes it comes out this way, that you have a pivotal game against a division foe. You're banged up, but they're missing a more critical player. It's a distinct opportunity, despite how banged up this team is, to be able to go on the road in the division and essentially put the Texans in a really difficult spot.
Yeah, when you're as beat up as the Jaguars are, and I don't know if they're going to get less beat up as you go along, they can get healthy, great. But if they're going to be sort of an attrition team as they move forward, then there's going to be a couple down the road that the matchup just doesn't work because you're down personnel. That being said, it's why a game such as Sunday is so important, because if you're sort of limping to the finish, which again, I don't know if they will be, but they're so beat up right now, you've got to get the gettables. And with C.J. Stroud out, this becomes one where, coin flip, whatever, certainly not an advantage for either team, it doesn't look like objectively. So these are the kinds you got to get if you're going to sort of limp your way or grind your way, is a better term, into the playoffs.
All right, stay with us here on Jags A.M. Coming up after the break, we're going to do a little this or that as we look ahead to this week against the Texans.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
My husband Steve was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy. UF Health, human progress has no finish line.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Surf Pro. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they bring the same dedication and precision to restoring your property as the Jaguars do on the field. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, their highly trained professionals are on call 24/7 to make it like it never even happened. Surf Pro, your local leader in restoration and cleanup.
Are you ready for a taste bud touchdown? Well, Jags fans, if you're at the bank and craving a snack that's shell-shockingly good, look no further than Luray Peanut Company's boiled peanuts. Picture this, you in the stands, cheering on your Jaguars, and in one hand, a bag of piping hot boiled peanuts. With original or Cajun to choose from, they're so delicious, you'll wonder where they've been all your life. So grab them while they're hot and get back to the game. And as always, Duval! Luray boiled peanuts, where every nut is a winner.
For 12 years, Dreamfinders Homes have been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all of the available inventory, and go Jags.
This or that.
this or that.
Welcome back into Jags A.M. We're going to play a little this or that as we look ahead to this game against the Texans. As mentioned, a lot of injuries that this team has been dealing with, including some against the Raiders. So for me, the big ones, Ezra Cleveland and Jordan Lewis coming out of that game banged up. Brian, which one's the bigger loss next week if they can't get
Jordan Lewis?
Back?
Yeah, Jordan Lewis made plays against Nico Collins the first time they played. I mean, obviously they had Tyson Campbell, and he made a couple of big ones. But when you lose, listen, I think everyone would say, John, that the addition of Jordan Lewis and Eric Murray early on in the season changed the trajectory of a secondary that limped to the finish last year after giving up big play after big play. Well, Murray's on injured reserve, and now if Jordan Lewis isn't able to go, then all of a sudden you've lost that energy that the veterans brought, that composure, the way that they played the game. So I'm going to say that the loss of Jordan Lewis is probably more significant than Ezra Cleveland, because you bring in Chuma Edoga, you've got Cole Van Lannon, you've got Wyatt Milam, you've got some options there. But how do you replace what Jordan Lewis brings to the table? I don't know that you can.
Yeah, the way they're built, meaning 8 offensive linemen and maybe not any stars on the offensive line, but they have 8 or 9 offensive linemen that they like. I agree. You were supposed to be able to replace quite capably your first beat-up interior guy, and I think they can. So adding to the Jordan Lewis situation on the other side, Travis Hunter's not going to be the game. Yeah. So you're down Travis Hunter, you're down Jordan Lewis if he can't play, and Eric Murray. That's what, 3 of your top 5 back there?
That played when these guys, the two teams met back in September.
Yeah, so that's, Jordan Lewis would be a big loss.
I mean, tough one. We'll get updates hopefully a little bit later on today on what those injuries are going to look like. This one's my thought of this or that, or just your opinions. James Gladstone's made a lot of moves, made some free agent signings. Obviously, this is his first free agent class with this team now, with the franchise. What's your favorite move that he's made or favorite acquisition that he's made thus far?
Probably, I'm trying to think free agency. During free agency, probably Jordan Lewis. I mean, if you count that, unrestricted free agency, they did a nice job. If I could take that whole first day, meaning Eric Murray, Jordan Lewis, I thought, Downey Brown hasn't really been what the other 2 guys have been.
Hainsey.
But yeah, in that first wave, I think they did a nice job, maybe not any Pro Bowlers, but they did a nice job of, okay, here's how we can sort of elevate and get back to where we can function at some positions. So I thought that first day, that's kind of taking chalk. I mean, that's when they made the most moves. But I thought that sort of symbolized to me how they're going to do this. We're going to build smart now, eventually build through the draft, but get these problems fixed right now.
I'm going to divide it into 2. I'll go free agency, Rob Hainsey, because of what he's meant to the running game. I think that's obvious. You saw last week them run, 7 or 8 straight plays for the game-winning touchdown. But I think, especially this week, I think the most critical move that James Gladstone made was the trade for Newsome. I mean, you got a veteran guy who fits more your style of play, and especially if you're going to start Monteric Brown on the other side and not have Travis Hunter and not have Jordan Lewis. Newsome's a guy who showed you last week that he's gotten more acclimated to the scheme and the system in Jacksonville, and you're going to count on him this week against the Houston Texans. So I think that's a really critical one.
There's a lot of stuff to think about, even, Travis Hunter's trade, Jakobi Meyers is being added. One, I was looking at the list myself when I thought of that question that I thought is a subtle one that I think has played out well is trading Tanks Bigsby to Philadelphia, because Travis Etienne's been what I would call the MVP of the offense so far, and just showing that if you buy into the system, you'll be rewarded, and he's been given the carries, and in the offseason all we were hearing was trade him away and get rid of him, and what he's been able to do after buying into the system.
Well, I mean, listen, Howie Roseman gets a lot of credit, and he should. He's built a Super Bowl champion in Philadelphia, and he's considered one of the brightest minds in an NFL front office. And they've been able to make a lot of moves because he stockpiled so many picks. How about the move to trade with Detroit last year that brought you both of their third-round picks in 2026? Now, the Jaguars didn't end up moving them, and I don't think you want to, because third-round picks generally become starters, guys that you rely on. But they had the ammunition yesterday to be able to make any move that they felt would improve their football team. They made the one that did, the one that they could. But when you look at the stockpile of picks, John, all that they had, you felt good about what Gladstone would be able to do as they went searching for answers this week.
Yeah, I also thought they made a lot of calls on a lot of guys, and I thought they played smart just doing the one. I don't think at this stage of your build you want to overpay for guys if you think they're just short-term rentals. So still a long-term vision.
All right, after the break, we're going to go over some of the big deadline deals that went down yesterday across the league.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Hey Jaguars fans, Thrive Infusions is Jacksonville's premier med spa for hydration, recovery, and performance. Whether you visit in-spa or book mobile IV therapy right to your door, they've got you covered. Their IV vitamin infusions help with hangovers, jet lag, dehydration, and overall wellness, keeping you energized and ready to go. Plus, with treatments like M-Sculpt Neo to build muscle and burn fat, and hydrofacials for glowing, healthy skin, they'll help you look and feel your best. Visit Thrive Infusions today and keep Jacksonville thriving on and off the field.
Ride Now Beach Boulevard is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars football fires up your Sundays, and a Yamaha boat brings on-the-water thrills to get you through the other 6 days of the week. Check out the extensive Yamaha boat selection at Ride Now Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville or online at ridenowbeachboulevard.com. Their prices will not be beat. You and the Jaguars can both win this season. Just mention Jaguars at the time of your purchase. Go Jags!
Before you found out about Breeze Airways nonstop routes, your flight up north may have gone something like this. Drive to the airport, fly west to a hub, layover for 4 hours, realize you need to take a shuttle to the other terminal, board another flight north, get a rental car, drive another hour, get there, exhausted. But now you can book a straight-shot Breeze flight to Providence on a nice plane with nice people for a nice price. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
Jaguars fans, are you ready to beat the heat? All season long, head to Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach, Fleming Island, and the West Side to cheer on your Jags. And here's the game-changing play. Order the Beat the Heat Special, which includes 12 of the best wings in town, and score a free milkshake or ice-cold milk in the Jaguars Souvenir Cup. Thanks to our friends at Florida Dairy Farmers. Fuel up, cool down, and celebrate your Jaguars with Mr. Chubby's Wings and Florida Dairy Farmers, the ultimate game day team.
Jacksonville builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top-quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
Today's Jags A.M. brought to you by Fields Auto Group. See Fields first, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. Go to fieldsauto.com. It was deadline day yesterday, so a lot of trades going down, specifically the Jets getting rid of a lot of people. And one of the big blockbusters of the day is affecting the AFC South because Sauce Gardner is headed to Indianapolis for 2 first-round picks. Brian, that's a pretty hefty price to pay.
Well, yeah, listen, especially when you're coming off of a game in which Daniel Jones, the presumed quarterback of the future, has 5 turnovers that he's responsible for. So all of a sudden now you might be thinking, well, we might not want to, chain ourselves to this, and to pay him the kind of contract he's going to command, we might need some of these picks on the quarterback in the next couple of years. But listen, it's instant gratification these days. They're going all in right now this year, giving up 2 1s for Sauce Gardner. They've been playing without Travarius Ward, the free agent corner. They've been struggling with pass defense. I think it's a risky move. Now, I mean, if they win the Super Bowl, then they make me look stupid for saying that. But the reality of it is, if you don't win the Super Bowl, that was a mistake.
Yeah, it's funny, and this is not necessarily the Colts are the example of it, but they're not the only team doing it. The trade deadline has changed so much. Like it used to be a few trades would get made, be a third-round pick for a running back, something like that. And now it's a legitimate event where teams are buying into, we're going to sell and we're going to rebuild with draft picks, and we're going to go after it right now. The question I have for the Colts move, and if it'd be any franchise, I would ask this. Okay, you've given up your first 2 picks, your equity builders for 26 and 27. That leaves you without a first-round pick till 28. I get it. I mean, it's just not what I was used to growing up covering this league, right? So it's just a different way of going about it. And you're right. For them, this trade better work, and they better go deep in the postseason, because then you're hanging there with, okay, how are we going to build moving forward? What's going, So it's a different league than it was 10 years ago with this kind of move.
We talked a little bit about the position you're trading for, right? Whether it's cornerback or defensive tackle, because the Jets also sent Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys, got a bunch of picks back. So the Jets are definitely stockpiling picks. But the Cowboys, I assume that Quinnen Williams, they will think will play well for quite some time, John.
Yeah, that's the theory is, a defensive lineman, even an offensive lineman, has a lot more shelf life of quality play into your early 30s than maybe a running back, even a cornerback. So that makes sense. And again, it's just old school thought. Going after defensive line or offensive line with equity picks at this stage of a player's career makes more sense to me than going after a cornerback. Like you said during the break, Guy, the way this league calls DPI now, I've always said I would have trouble taking a cornerback in the top 5 anymore, because teams can negate that position offensively so much. But that's me.
It was interesting with the Cowboys, and I've watched the last 2 games. The Broncos game was obviously on our bye weekend, and then Monday Night Football, them against the Cardinals. And their defense really has struggled. But you've traded Micah Parsons, who was a difference maker now, for Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, the 2 defensive tackles who are right there in the middle of the defense. So we're going to see right now whether Jerry Jones' strategy pays off this year or not. Now, they had the pick to swing for Quinnen Williams, and they still got another pick next year, because I think they traded the 2027 first-round pick.
Yeah.
So they've got another pick next year in the first round. But, I mean, you've taken Micah Parsons out and put in 2 big defensive tackles. It better work.
Yeah, it's a curious. There is a school of thought with that age of free agent. I mean, I think Quinnen Williams is 27.
Yeah.
25 to 27. You give a first-round pick, sort of like Leonard Williams, where you know what you're getting, and there's no risk. There's very little risk when you trade for a defensive tackle, because they fit most schemes. If you're built and you have the physical ability to play that, you can go play it anywhere. So that's a little bit of the theory too, I'm sure, with the Cowboys is, look, we know this guy's good. But they also sort of knew Micah was good.
Yeah. Listen, also,
he was pretty good.
So I mean, that's where if you're a Cowboys fan, you're like,
what's going on?
In 2017, you remember the Jaguars knew they had a hole in the middle of the line, and they traded 2 picks, a 4th and a 6th, to the Bills for Marcel Darius. He made a big difference for them, right? I mean, he really
solidified things. And that position can
things.
make a mammoth difference if it eats space and disrupts.
Right.
It can be a big deal.
Let's talk quickly again about Jakobi Meyers being acquired. So it's a 4th and a 6th that's going to Las Vegas in 26. So we still have 11 picks.
35, I think.
35 draft picks.
They have a 2. They have
record.
3 3s. They have a 4. They have 2 5s. They have a 6 and 3 7s.
So I think they still have 11. I think they had 13. Now we're at 11. That's still a lot.
Yeah, figure out if there's a way to trade all the day.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to James, get some of them sent away. But also, we should mention the wide receiver room is so banged up. Jakobi might play a significant factor right out of the gate.
I would think. I think he passed his physical or was doing his physical today. I don't say pass. I don't know that. But I think he's speaking to the media today, and my guess is they'll have a route package or a package where he can play, because with the way the receivers are banged up, he's going to need to.
He's going to get a lot of extra attention this week. I'm talking to Edgar Bennett, by the way. I scheduled this before I knew that they were going to make a trade, so I'm excited to catch up with him and find. No, it was just, listen. Last week I was supposed to talk to Edgar, and Travis Hunter got hurt in the practice field, so we begged off of that because no one knew. So the conversation would have been moot. This week I've got him, and they've got an addition, so it'll be fun to.
And of course, he worked with Jakobi Meyers in Las Vegas.
last
So very
year.
cool. Stay with us. We'll tell you what's coming up the rest of the week.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Hey Jaguars fans, Thrive Infusions is Jacksonville's premier med spa for hydration, recovery, and performance. Whether you visit in-spa or book mobile IV therapy right to your door, they've got you covered. Their IV vitamin infusions help with hangovers, jet lag, dehydration, and overall wellness, keeping you energized and ready to go. Plus, with treatments like M-Sculpt Neo to build muscle and burn fat, and hydrofacials for glowing, healthy skin, they'll help you look and feel your best. Visit Thrive Infusions today and keep Jacksonville thriving on and off the field.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Surf Pro. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they bring the same dedication and precision to restoring your property as the Jaguars do on the field. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, their highly trained professionals are on call 24/7 to make it like it never even happened. Surf Pro, your local leader in restoration and cleanup.
My best friend Riley loved going to the beach. She was a great swimmer. Then one day, during a swim meet, she collapsed. She had cancer, Hodgkin lymphoma. She spent months getting care at UF Health. The doctors did so much, even put her in a clinical trial. I wish we could go to the beach right now. But she's working.
Out of the water.
She's on lifeguard duty. Maybe we'll head out when her shift is done.
UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Are you ready for a taste bud touchdown? Well, Jags fans, if you're at the bank and craving a snack that's shell-shockingly good, look no further than Luray Peanut Company's boiled peanuts. Picture this, you in the stands, cheering on your Jaguars, and in one hand, a bag of piping hot boiled peanuts. With original or Cajun to choose from, they're so delicious, you'll wonder where they've been all your life. So grab them while they're hot and get back to the game. And as always, Duval! Luray boiled peanuts, where every nut is a winner.
Jags fans, if you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com to browse all the customizable options. Zipchair is furniture for fans. Also, you're invited to the official Duval Watch Party presented by UF Health. Be at the bank as the Jaguars take on the Texans November 9th. Attendance is free. Tickets are limited. Secure your spot by visiting jaguars.com/watchparty.
Shotgun for Trevor. Dropping a throw, four-man rush. Looking. Fires that one deep downfield to the far sideline. It is caught. Tackled around the 49-yard line, but the clock is going to turn here. The Jags are going to have to get up and try and spike it. 8 seconds to play. He was tackled in the field of play. 5 seconds, and Trevor will spike it with 4 seconds left in the half.
Good job right there by the offense getting down the field, lined up to spike it. Now you send your kicker out for a last-second try.
It'll be a 68-yarder. You know he made the 70-yarder in the preseason.
We saw him make the one at 70. Look, in the last 2 games, he's missed 2 field goals and an extra point. But you talk about getting some confidence back. You drilled this one right here, and you got it back.
So here we go, a 68-yarder from the left hash. Out of the hold of Logan Cook. Logan puts it down. Cam Little kicks it up. The 68-yard field goal is good!
Let's go! Let's go! Let's do it! What the talking about?
He drilled it from 68 yards on the last play of the half. How good is that? that?
Outstanding. And here's the thing. You just got a bolt of energy as a football team on that 68-yard field goal.
The record breaker sounds of the game tonight. You're definitely going to want to check it out. And, of course, it sparked the overtime victory as well.
Yeah, it was a cool moment. And you know, football geek here, Parker Washington running the ball to the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
awareness.
To the official rather than dropping it and going, look at me. I mean, nice play on his part.
He's a really good football player. A really good football player. By the way.
But credit to Cam Little. I mean, what a kick.
Oh, I know.
That was cool.
But listen, that is so far away. The angle of the camera that you had there for that first version of the kick, it's breathtaking how far it is. 68 yards to put it between 8 yards of pipe. I mean, he said, you don't angle it from that point. You just kick it as hard as you possibly can and hope that you get it there. And he more than got it there. I know everybody keeps thinking we're going to get over 70 and this thing's going to keep going, but at some point it's got to stop. It's so far away.
70 might be where the next one is kicked from. We'll keep an eye. We'll get some update on injuries. We'll be back tomorrow to talk more Texans. We'll see you on Jags A.M. on Thursday.